Hey, everybody. Welcome
What's
to Faith
going
Love and
on?
Coffee. Indeed. So, you guys, you wouldn't believe the stuff that Jamie and I have been going through today. It has been a whirlwind. This is really off the cuff. Normally, we try to prepare, and, we were prepared, except we wanted to do something different, a little bit different. I mean, today's episode is supposed to be about anxiety. And when we talk about anxiety, there's different aspects to this, right? Okay. And Jamie was like, man, there's so much to this. Why don't we break this down? And I'm like, that's a fantastic idea. Fantastic. There's just too much to there's just
And I
too
laugh
much
about it, but
to
not like.
I know, right? It's just too much to unpack in 30 minutes or 45.
Mhm.
So we're going to break. So we're going to start. We're going to actually give you an overview because we actually came up with an overview. We're
Yeah.
going to do a 4-part series on anxiety.
Yes.
So, and it is called Faith Over Fear, Trusting God in the Midst of Anxiety. Y'all, this is going to be pretty impactful. Seriously. If you know anybody who's going through anxiety, depression, again, we're not experts, but we don't want you to go through anything alone. And like I said, we're here to help each other out because, hey, Jamie has anxiety. I have anxiety. There's a lot going on. And so we threw something together really quick just to go ahead and let you know what's coming up in this 4-part series. So, Jamie, when I first started talking about this, about anxiety, or Jamie's the one who came up with the anxiety episode for today. Because she's going through a trial in her life right now, and I thought it was really good. And then again, like she said, there's just so much to, to say about
Unpack.
this particular, this particular
particular
subject.
word. This particular
word, subject.
and subject. Like when people think of when you tell someone you have anxiety and or depression, it's not something. I think people are getting better at talking about it, but for a while, there was such a stigma about it that people kept it to themselves and struggled alone. And now more people hopefully are coming out, with the idea that it's not so tragic after all. And more people go through it than they realize. So once we started looking at anxiety as a whole, so many options came under that umbrella to talk about. And so I told my sister, okay, that's a lot to talk about in 30 minutes. Let's break it down. And so we did. And I feel like this 4-part series of anxiety is going to be, like she said, helpful. But also, even for us talking about it, may even help with our own unpacking of the anxiety. And so I'm really excited because I'm going to share just a quick. About a month ago, I started going to a local church group that is solely based on anxiety and depression. And it has helped me just to hear other people talk about what they're going through and to be able to share some of the things that I go through as well. So once I told my sister, I'm like, hey, I'm going to church. She was like, wow, what? Because I've been one of those at home faith-based people and not going to an actual, church or facility. And so I'd like to share some of those things as time goes on about like what I've learned even in that group, as well as from the rest of anyone who's interested in talking about it.
Absolutely. So, we really didn't have time to put these, words together or memorize anything, or, just like I said, this is our go-to right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not the
It's
only.
live and real.
There are some famous podcasters out there that do the same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not worried, y'all. But this to the introduction. So, fear and anxiety are emotions that most of us know all too well. Okay. So whether it's constant worry or being a good mother, the fear of rejection in relationships, struggling with body image, or the uncertainty of financial security, these anxieties can feel overwhelming. But here's the truth. We are not meant to walk through fear alone. You guys, when I say that you're not alone, you're not alone. There's far too many people out there who do not talk to other people about their anxieties or what's happening in their life. And then it's too late sometimes to even say something or do something, and we want y'all to know that this is a safe space. We want you to think of us as your safe space. And there's not anything that we probably haven't experienced that you are probably going through.
For real.
I probably write a series of books on my life. I probably seriously.
Yeah.
But some of that, would be dark matter.
Which some people love that. Some people are into that. And I don't mean in a bad way, but it's an eye-opening thing for people to come out and share their dark places and spaces. So you might have a whole group of people who are like, bring on the dark.
But that's where, that anxiety is meant to come to light. And then, when I got some out of some of the things that I was going through as a younger adult, I could see light at the end of the tunnel. And some people don't get that opportunity. Some people feel like with anxiety and depression, I think my mother-in-law, God rest her soul, said it clear as day to me. She said it's like being in a well, like a deep well, and you can see a sliver of light at the very top, but trying to crawl out to get to that light is another story.
Oh yeah.
She said it's harder than you think.
Yeah.
And I'm a very positive person, so at that moment, and I've been, before that, I had been through some of my trials, some major trials in my life, but I still could not understand, because for me, I feel that positivity and love and everything conquers all. And I guess that comes from my dad's side of the family, that there's not anything that love or support that can't get you through. And that is exactly how I feel about Heavenly Father. Of course, it took me a while to get there, right? It takes us a minute, but we can unpack all that. We can get through all that. We can talk about all that later. But I just wanted to give you like a description of what I was told it was like. And y'all may have different descriptions. And if you do have a different description, please comment about it. But
I love that one though. I had not heard that one, and that literally just spoke volumes to me, because I could picture myself in that well, seeing that little bit of light and just trying to get up there to it.
Yeah. And I, that made me feel very sad, because I'm like, how? But then again, being, when you've lived a little bit more and you start looking back, or you start seeing things happen in your own life, that these things do happen. Yeah, you can start seeing that. And I can, I can start, I started seeing, I'm like, oh, now I know how people, when you get, could feel that way for sure. Like they feel like they keep on digging and trying to climb, and they just can't. And when they do get to a point, they slide right back down.
Oh, yeah.
And how disappointing is that? But our goal here is for you to talk to us, talk to each other. Again, I know this is only our third podcast, but I feel that once this really does get going, we're going to have a great community. And again, like Jamie had said last time, when she said last episode, even if we just help one person, it'll be all worth it. All worth it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So let's jump into what's coming up in the next 4 weeks. I think that when Jamie and I went through these, I mean, they are eye-opening, and honestly, we could probably do an 8-part series, but let's just keep it down to 4.
Yeah.
Each one has its own its relevance, but we put 2 to 2 together to make them, and then we could probably touch base on them, talk about them, and get to know each other through these. So let's see, what do we want to say anything else about this? Because I think it's just so important for people to show up to this. So,
okay. So for me, when we first started talking about it last week, once we got done with episode 2, I was like, do you know how many times in the Bible it tells you, fear not, fear not? I mean, it says that, I think, more than anything else written. So when we got to talking about it, it's easy to know that, to read that, to feel that, but to put it into practice, it's 2 different things. So when we talked about it, that's the whole thing this week, is to just be like, hey, this podcast is called Faith, Love, and Coffee. And that faith is what now we're talking about, that faith over fear. And to incorporate God into this mix and try to remember that at the end of the day, you don't have to worry, but we do. So now, how do we navigate all of these things, all of these feelings, all of this anxiety, but in the back of our minds know that at the end of the day, it works out. It works out. So for me, before we got on and we were talking about it, it's just more of like, hey, once you talk about it with other people and they give you that encouragement, you do tend to feel better. It may not last an entire week or 3 days, but you leave feeling better. So if you're in that place, this is the space for you as well. And like, come join us, listen, give us feedback, whatever. But it's just more of, like my sister said, you're not alone. We need to learn how to surrender all of these anxieties to God and attempt to step into a life of peace, trust, and confidence. Those are huge. And so now,
real talk.
Now I'll let you talk about like the 4-part series and kind of what each piece like entails. Because originally these 8 pieces were your idea. And then we got to talking and we broke them down, like put some together.
Yeah. So. Well, and while we were going through these topics, and putting them together, what we thought would be really good to go together, we were thinking about, well, first of all, how long they were going to take, but what would go really well together, as far as each topic was concerned. So the very first topic that we're going to hit next week, actually, is going to be motherhood anxiety and the fear of the unknown. So,
which is kind of like my favorite. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know it is. And let me tell you, like everybody's parenting skills and parenting types are very different. Like, this woman lived and breathed her son, and still does to this day. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, and she's not gonna lie either. She will tell you it's all about It's all about Devin. But then for me, like my kid, and I thought I was going to be like, the first time she fell down, I'd be like, oh my gosh. Girl, no, I was like, okay, you're okay. Dust your stuff off, and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
back up.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a harder mother to my kid. Like, I know I'm not saying that Jamie smothered Devin. I'm just saying that, like, I had my child later in life, so that's a real big difference between Jamie and myself. Also, Jamie had Devin at 22. I had my daughter at 41. So my very first and only kid. Yeah. Well, other than my lovely stepson Connor, and he's lovely. But anyway, but my like my kid, I'm just so it's night and day difference. But anyway,
yeah.
But with that, but go ahead.
I think at the end of the day, we all wonder, are we doing this correctly? Are we getting it right? Are we doing Listen. So that's really, I think, what we talked about before we hopped on was, as a mom, you're always like, was that the right answer? Is that the right thing? So, yeah.
Did I do the right thing?
Yeah.
God, did I, did I do them exactly?
Yeah.
Excuse me, like I was going to say,
all of us go through that. Like, as a mom. I'm not saying dads don't, but moms.
Oh no,
be real.
Yeah. Come on. They're just like, oh, just give her whatever and let her go. No.
Yeah.
So like we have a very big, and it all depends too. Like Jamie was a single mother bringing her child up. And I, again, I've been married for 25 years, and, we brought our daughter up, in a whole family. Mm-hmm. So, and there are some that are broken and some that are, how do they say, blended? And then, and we're kind of a blended family too, because of Connor, and it's just one of those things. But I loved Connor from the first moment I met him. He was one, and I looked at him and I said, you're mine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's been a big part of my becoming a parent, and a better parent, actually, because I got to have him, I don't know, 11 years before I had Trinity. So they're 12 years apart. So, and that's just like me and my youngest brother, we're 12 years apart. Mm-hmm. So,
and I was going to say, like, we're a blended family too.
We are. Mm-hmm.
So, and it's like, there's blended, there's, intact, there's all the, all these different ways people are raising kids. And I wonder if our parents, our moms, like we have the same mom, but like your, like Connor's mom, or even like my brother's, my stepmom, did they feel this way too? Like, are we doing this right? Are we doing so again, I think it doesn't, I mean, we all at the end of the day are like, gosh, what's going on?
I keep on saying there's not a book about parenting. Sure, there are a lot of people who write books about parenting.
Yes.
But I mean,
there's
really
no play by play.
No, there's really no play by play. Okay, so here are the things that we put down here for motherhood, anxiety, and fear of the unknown. So this is coming in the next episode. Okay, you guys. Yes. So the constant worry of being a good mother, balancing responsibilities, and protecting our children. Big. The overwhelming uncertainty of what's ahead, whether it's in parenting, personal life, or the future in general, guys. And then the power of community and friendship in navigating these fears. Let's be real here. I mean, they do say it takes a village to raise kids. It really does. My support has been 1,000 miles away because I have no support system here. Y'all, I'm in Georgia. My whole family's in Texas. In Texas. And so when I say that we don't have a support system, and then I have a best friend who lives in in Florida, and they're nowhere, now they did at the very beginning, don't get me wrong. And my God, when they were here, it was such big help, but they're not here anymore. And so all of the like things that I want to say, or if I need some help, or I need, solutions, I can only ask from afar because no one's here.
Right.
So, but but the power of community and friendships are so important. Also, Jamie, have you had some really good friendships to where, you could trust them with your kid and you can, leave them there?
Mm-hmm. And that's why when we talked about it, I said, your friend groups change sometimes when you become a mom. And mine did. When Devin played sports, I became friends with some of the moms. They kind of gave me no choice. Like they would talk to me and I'd be like, okay, because one of my things is like I don't talk to a lot of people at first. I kind of like hang back and and so I did. I actually, for a year that I worked at night at the post office, Devin spent the night at his friend's house every night while I went to work.
And, oh, wow.
And I, to this day, we're still like friends on Facebook. I thanked her tremendously after, and I gave her a little bit of money. I don't remember how much or if it was even enough. I don't know. But yeah, that's why I said your friend groups change quickly when you start like getting into these things with your kids.
Yeah, they really do. They really do. But then all of them, I think, are, they teach us something.
Oh, right? Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
All right. So after that, you guys, then the next week after that, we're going to be talking about relationship and social anxiety and people pleasing and boundaries. Listen.
A lot going on there too.
Ooh, those boundaries and people pleasing. I don't think there's anyone who doesn't or has not done that.
Oh, yeah.
Like people pleasing to see if you're going to be liked or if you're going to be put in the same social group or, anything else like that. So, and Jamie, why don't you tell them what is going to go on with those? What's going to go on with that?
So I'm glad you said that because I don't know about the rest of you guys, but for 2025, one of my New Year's resolutions, and I hate making them, but one of my New Year's resolutions that I've stuck to so far is that I was going to read more this year. And I don't mean memes on Facebook or social media. That's not reading, people.
Heard.
Right. So speaking of this topic, I am currently in the middle of reading a book about this topic. And the book is called, let me see if I can pull it up, but it is basically telling you that it is okay to set boundaries with people and that if you cannot set those boundaries, it is okay to say bye-bye. Because at the end of the day, your mental health, your well-being has to come first. And so when we get to that episode, I will have the book ready to name because I don't have it's on my Kindle app. But you do start to you have to put yourself first. And not in a selfish way, y'all, but people pleasing, it has to stop. It has to stop. If you're that person, like the two people talking to you have been, because we have, and even my brother-in-law said it best one day, just in the last month or so. Why do you guys care so much what other people think of you? Why are y'all so and it's not about the people pleasing part of that. It's just more of your concern. Like, am I okay? Am I, what do they think of me? So we have to stop.
And then maybe people who tell you, oh, I'm over that. I don't let anybody tell me or dictate, or I really don't care what people think of that. But yeah, you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. Because I'm like, listen, I just popped on some mascara and some lipstick right here. And I'm like, I have got to get better about putting on more, more makeup and stuff. And, at the back of my mind, I can hear my husband say, why? Who cares what people think? But you do.
Again, I'm like, back to my quote from last week.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like I gotta
Nobody
do something
cares.
about this and everything. Yeah, but people do. Nobody really cares. They really, no one's, they may say something, but honestly, I have found myself, I've caught myself actually saying, like somebody had dressed some way and I was like, what, why? And I'm like, wait a minute. I had to take a step back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if that was the only thing they had to wear?
Exactly.
I
love that.
Yeah. What if they didn't have enough money to buy something, or these were clothes lent or given because they didn't have anything clean, you know? Maybe they didn't have a way to clean. Who knows? But putting yourself in someone's shoes or trying to think from where they're coming, that does change your perspective. So, but we can get more into that.
I found the name of the book, but I'm going to write it on my little notes section here.
Yes. And y'all, I know that we've been saying that, if you want us to drop, the resources, we'll be glad to and stuff. And
I'll do that right now.
I have not, but we will start doing that. Also, I've been working on the website, so y'all can expect that to come out here shortly. So hopefully everything will be up and running very soon, so that way.
Can I just throw this in the chat?
Just go ahead and throw it. Like, post a comment.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and do that. And you can pin it. I think we can pin it afterwards if we need to. So that's fine. See you guys. Like, we're just going through the motions with you guys. This is not something that's, we don't have planned. We don't have. Listen. And I think sometimes this is better. Like we said, real and raw, we meant real and raw. We really did. All right. So
I'm like, there's nobody here like helping with this. This is just us.
Right. That's right. It's just us. Well, in the beginning, my husband was checking all my stuff, like my headphones and my speaker. Like,
no, that's true. That is true.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear better this way or that
way? He used to be a DJ, so I'll give him that.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay, so and then episode 3 or 4.3, I should say, because it would be our series for episode 4. So in 4 parts. 4.3 is body image and self-image and health anxiety. Y'all. I know I love using that word. I'm a Texas girl again. Y'all, again. There's so much around this.
And you can't take the y'all out of the Texan. I'm going to put it out there. When I've heard you say it now, I'm like, oh, you just can't get rid of that. But you are correct with this next topic. That is. Ooh.
And especially now that I have a 14-year-old daughter. Y'all know in your preteens and your teens, even if you can remember when you were a 15-year-old and you were like, listen, I'm going to do everything against what my mom's telling me to do. And, because I think my friends would like this better and blah, blah, blah. And listen, we got stuff to talk about.
Not only that, but y'all, here I go with the y'all too. Social media, as much as it has its greatness, this aspect, this episode about body image and health anxiety and how you see yourself, social media has really made it hard for a lot of people, not even just teenagers, but the most vulnerable, because they're, they haven't developed their brain capacity to understand. But it is very hard on all of us to see these people. I mean, I follow people all the time that are like in the gym working out, and I'm like, dude, if I could just lose weight or look like you watching you, I'd be fine as heck. But I'm not getting up and doing any of that stuff. I want to because you all look lovely and amazing, but it's a real struggle because I want to look like that.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, that's so true. That's so true. So we're going to be talking about the internal battle with self-esteem, appearance, and the pressure to meet societal standards. What is that? What are the standards? Does anybody?
Yeah. And who created them? Let's find
right.
that person or people.
That's what I'm talking about. The worry over health concerns, real or imagined, and the physical toll anxiety takes on our bodies. And it does, y'all. If you have anxiety and you can't sleep because of anxiety, do you know how much you not getting enough sleep actually impacts your brain, the cortisol in your body? This is how people also gain weight. Having anxiety, and how can I say this? Stress is the silent killer. Okay.
It is.
I know that firsthand. And yeah, we'll be talking about that.
Yep.
So, but in all this, embracing God, our God-given beauty, and learning to trust in His plan for our well-being. Y'all, we're going to turn this. We're going to turn this.
Love it.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. I was just getting a headache thinking of what you were talking about, the like anxiety and the stress. And then I'm like, then that last statement,
my gosh,
embracing our God-given beauty.
Yes.
And getting it together. And like, yes, no, I love it.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jamie, take us in for the fourth one.
All right, y'all. Now, this one is kind of one of my favorites too, because it is about your career and your work and how financial stress and future worries can cause anxiety. We're at a time, y'all, where a lot of people are concerned about our future. I mean, we've always been told to be concerned about it, but I think more people are now like, oh, what is going on? What am I going to do? And so with that comes, and the reason why I say it's one of my favorites is because I'm finally at a job that I actually love. It doesn't pay as much as I used to get paid. I still worry about like, is this the right thing for me? Should I just go back to doing what I was doing? But with some of the careers that, you know, are out there, especially I'm going to say as teachers, we are concerned about failure. We are concerned about pressure, workplace pressures. Mm-hmm. We're concerned about being unfulfilled in our career. As much as we love helping kids, sometimes still you don't feel like you're doing that. And this is me talking as a teacher. You as a financial advisor, who knows? You may have the same anxieties and fears. And then also with those things come financial struggles, anxiety that comes with that financial insecurity. You're told to save for the future. But then on the other hand, they're like, live today as if you have no tomorrow. So it's kind of like everything is a double-edged sword around here. And then the last one, it is. And then the last one is just knowing that at the end of the day, trusting in God's provision, while also making practical faith-driven choices, will help with some of that, you know, feeling that stability in your life and getting you hopefully back to feeling okay, you know.
Yeah. And that kind of like piggies back off of last week's episode talking about passion and working with your passion. So like Jamie says, she loves what she's doing right now. That is her passion. This right here, hopefully one day will be my passion. Actually, it is my passion. I just hope one day that, you know, we get all kinds of things coming up. We may be doing subscription boxes. We may be all with Faith, Love, and Coffee. Again, this is just the beginning, you guys. This is just the beginning. So, but that is going to be our 4-part mini series, I guess you could say. So we're going to walk through this journey together. And we're going to be honest and we're going to be encouraging. And of course, you know, this is all filled with faith. And, you know, like at the very beginning, I'm rooted in my faith. I am. There's not anything that I do. I cannot think that God cannot do. I mean, He is almighty, you know, and He's gotten us with even the 11th hour, He will come through. And maybe sometimes when He is silent, it may not be no, but it may be not right now.
Yep.
Right?
100%.
So I'm really looking forward to this. I really am. I'm so excited.
I am. I'm like, I'm pumped. I'm ready.
I know. Now, one of these podcasts is we're going to have to we can't come at you live. We're going to be actually doing one of them as recorded because Jamie will be on a well-deserved cruise, vacation cruise that's coming up. But you know,
with no internet, y'all. Like if I was to pay for internet, it would be like $200 for a week, and that
is crazy.
Like I almost didn't even pay that much for the cruise, so that's
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but we will have that recorded for you, and it'll still be fun, and you know we'll still be here for you guys, and of course, if you have any comments or anything else like that, you know we'll be answering, or I'll be answering for sure. But again, if y'all have any friends that you think would benefit from, you know, listening to our podcast, or especially this mini series that's coming up, invite them, you know, share the love, you know, go ahead and share the you know, the link or anything with, you know, your people. So, I mean, we would love to have all of y'all, and of course, share this
excuse me,
beautiful coffee together, and
like this
and
is coffee,
you know, talk about the things. Huh?
I said this is coffee this week. Last week it was Sprite and water.
Oh, I thought it was tea.
I had tea, Sprite, water. Had a whole like.
No, you had a two. Yes, right. You had two bottles. You had two different things there with you. You said, and then over here I have this, and I must have had tea. Hey, listen, whatever it is, bring your favorite beverage. We just love coffee. Okay.
Oh yeah,
that is just one of my favorite. That's why I named this you know, Faith, Love, and Coffee, because I've grown up with it, and it is a part of me. So, all right. So, do we need to talk about anything else before we wrap this up? Because I think we're golden, you guys. Yeah, I think we've gone a little bit over our 30-minute mark that we're trying to, you know, trying to strive for. But, you know, we're having a good time, and that is what matters. And we love sharing everything with you guys, and we just want you to be able to share with us. And listen, again, like I had said before, if you have a great, compelling story, we may invite you to come on as a guest. I mean, because, you know, we want to know. We want to share. So, all right. Well, all right. That's it for now. So here we go. Remember, you're part of a community that cherishes deep conversations and warm cups of comfort. Keep faith, spread love, and savor every sip of life. Join us the next time for this impactful series on anxiety. Until then, take care and keep brewing positivity. See you guys.
Love it. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
I love that.